everyone, it's Amber here today, and I'm going to be doing another manga haul for the month of June. This will be part 1 of hopefully 2. I have another order coming in later this month, so this one's just going to be small, a couple of volumes, and that one may be one of the larger ones, but I got quite a few new series this time. So I think I got 2 new series I'm starting, which was the first volumes that just got released this month. And then the other ones are new releases for some of my prior series. As always, I would like to say a big thank you to everyone who's been continuing to support me in the channel. I know I have been having a lot of problems, but let's just get into it. So the first volume I have is actually volume number 1 of Spy X Family. This is a series that I've actually never read before. I've seen it a lot, like on Twitter and everything, and when they announced that they were going to be doing a new release for it, a lot of people were really excited for it. So coming into this, I don't really know much. The art style looks really clean and everything. I'm assuming it's got to be about a spy in a family, just going from the top of my head. But I actually haven't read this volume prior to this recording yet. But I actually did think that that one picture was awesome, and that I'm assuming their child is absolutely adorable. So I really can't say my opinions for Spy X Family yet, but I heard a lot of hype around it, so I guess I'm going to see how it is. The next volume I have is volume number 5 of Happy Sugar Life. Like I've said before in previous videos, I actually thoroughly enjoy this manga. I do like the fact that Happy Sugar Life has some colored pages as well, opposed to most traditional mangas usually have just a black and white page. I think the artwork is pretty fantastic in this, and I absolutely love the story. It does have Yuri in it, so maybe if you like that, this would be your type of manga, but at the same time, it's pretty underage, so watch out for the FBI, I guess. But I would probably highly recommend this if you like psychological thrillers, and it's always one I must buy on release date. Moving on to the next volume, I have volume number 24 of Jana of the Dawn. Like I've said before, same thing, Jana of the Dawn was a series that I actually didn't really like in the beginning. I found that the main character was super weak, but over time I've really grown to appreciate all the characters and actually really enjoy the character development with Jana. I've actually read basically up to release online, so right now I'm just rebuying the physical volumes, trying to catch up. I think that Jana of the Dawn has really good comedy elements with also having some pretty good action scenes. The current stuff in the manga is a little bit crazy, and I'm kind of confused how it's gonna figure out with like the time skip and everything. But Jana of the Dawn is definitely one I would highly recommend. Pretty good artwork, give it a shot, and just be patient with the beginning portion of it. Moving on to my next volume, I have volume 21 of Noragami. Noragami is a series that actually was on a hiatus for a while, so it's finally getting back into the English release. I think typically I've been seeing it's about 2 volumes per year. Noragami is definitely a series that I thoroughly enjoy, which is why it is on one of my favorite shelves. The artwork is super clean. I think that the story has definitely gotten better over time. It's kind of strayed further away from being a comedy series or having hits of comedy to definitely a darker type of series. It has a lot of psychological stuff, and I've got to admit that the backstory for some of these characters is definitely getting very fleshed out. It's a very bittersweet manga, I would say. I love seeing the updates, but it kind of hurts me every time I see them. But whether you're starting out a collection or already collecting and you don't have it, I thoroughly would recommend Noragami for anybody who just wants to read manga. Moving on to the next volume I got volume number 12 of Requiem of the Rose King, which Requiem of the Rose King is one of the volumes that is actually on my favorite shelf, so I always love getting the new releases for this one, which actually don't come out that frequent. But in the beginning of the manga volumes, they usually have a little bit of the heritage, since Requiem of the Rose King is basically a historical retelling of Edgar Allan Poe, if I'm not mistaken. I thoroughly enjoy it just because of the fact that it's historical. I think the artwork is splendid. The scenes with the witches and when they're in the woods, especially in this volume, were amazing. This is definitely a series that I don't ever know what's going to happen, but at the same time, it's one of my favorites. I mean, it got on the shelf for a reason. I don't think that many people may like it, but it's just amazing in my opinion. I think the characters are all pretty well developed and everyone's pretty insane in their own ways. So, and the covers are actually pretty good. So I definitely recommend this if you're like historical fantasy type stuff. One of the new series I got this time was volume number 1 of my DressUp Darling. This is one I kind of bought on a whim because of the cover and it looked pretty interesting. It's definitely maybe not what I would usually get. It's a little bit ecchi to my, like, more than I like usually in a manga, but I do actually like the story and I really like the interactions between the two main characters. So I'm kind of letting it slide, and also the main character, the female, is just adorable also. But I definitely like, it's pretty good. It's just, it has its ecchi moments for sure. If you're looking for something that's like a little bit more light, a little more comedy, then I would definitely say this. It's basically about somebody who's trying to cosplay, and this guy, the main character, like paints these little Japanese dolls or something, and so they accidentally kind of meet, and he kind of agrees to help her build this cosplay of this character from this mobile game that's just like super, like, I think it's an erotic like online game or something. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I actually found this one to be quite funny. I usually don't pick up comedy, but it's definitely one I'm going to keep picking up just because it has pretty likable main characters and pretty likable plot points, so I probably would recommend it from just this volume. So that's it for the first portion of the month of June for my manga haul. I definitely know I'm going to be having a second one, as I've already ordered about 5 new volumes, and I have another, I think, 5 planned to buy. If you follow me on Twitter, then you basically already know the series that I am planning on getting. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm trying a new thing out with like recording on an actual microphone. I know it's surprising, but as always, thank you guys for all the support, and I hope that you will continue watching and maybe see what other fun things I can try and do if I actually have the time. But as always, I hope everyone has a good rest of the day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!